and let me pull up the open mics coming at you in 3, 2, 1.
Hey, Larry, could you give a brief description or for the three lines of Amsoil oil and just a brief difference between the three and what makes Signature Series the Cadillac of the three? Thanks.
Well, yeah, Amsoil does have some downline oils. They have their XL series and they have their OE series, which these oils are, the OE series is made to meet the car manufacturer's suggested change intervals. In other words, they are not extended drain oils. So, if let's say if your car manufacturer recommends to change the oil every 5,000 mile, then you would do the same with the OE series oils. XL, most of those are recommended to change every 7,500 miles. And of course, your Signature Series is the Cadillac of oils. There's not really anything that I know of currently available anywhere that will compete with the Signature Series line of Amsoil products. Those oils are made for extended drain intervals. Amsoil itself will even tell you to run them 25,000 mile between changes. Me, I don't care if you do that. That's fine and dandy. But I would want the oil sent out for analysis at least halfway through just to make sure it is suitable for continued use. The reason for that being is, and the reason I have that kind of a stand with it, is for the simple fact you can't just automatically assume oil is going to be good. Now, the oil, you can't kill the oil. You can't. Amsoil is probably good indefinitely. That's how the oil is made. You got to remember the same Signature Series oil that we're using is a byproduct basically of what they generally lubricate jet turbine engines with. So it's an incredible oil. And you know, in an automotive application, it's kind of silly. Even engineers will, chemical engineers will tell you, you don't need to run something that good in an internal combustion engine, unless you want the engine to last forever, basically, is what they're pretty much telling you. But it is an incredible oil, but running into extended drain intervals, I'm a mechanic, I look at it from another end as the chemist does. The thing is, if you've got a fuel control problem, let's say you get fuel contamination in your engine oil, most of it will evaporate out, but in some cases it may not. And unless you send the oil out for an analysis and make sure that oil isn't contaminated with something, glycol from coolant or fuel, then you don't know, And of course, when somebody has a problem, first thing they're going to blame it on is the oil, of course. Even if it was contaminated with something. So that's the reason I say, even your over-the-road semis and stuff like that, you've got to look at it like this. So many of them only change oil when the analysis comes back and says it's time to change the oil, because you're not going to change, 16 gallons of oil every 3,000 mile. You're going to try to get as much service life out of that oil as you possibly can. That's the reason your trucking companies, they send all their oils out for analysis and lets the analysis companies tell them when service is due on that engine. And we're talking Detroit and Cummins, Caterpillar, all these, big diesel engines. So oil analysis is very, very important. And Amsoil, like I said, they tell you to use the oil for 25,000 miles or once a year, and and they warranty your engine against lubrication failure. So they don't have very many engine failures. Let's just put it that way. But it is an incredible product, and I primarily only stock and sell the Signature Series. Second best in any category is that's not what me or Magic Mechanic has ever been about. I want to deal with customers that want to keep their cars in pristine condition and get the maximum life out of them. And I wholeheartedly believe that Amsoil is the only way that I know of to do it. I look at it like this. If a customer keeps their car 200,000 and 300,000 miles and it keeps running great, that's the cars that the grandkids get, and we still keep working on them. So you got to look at it like this. I said, you may never buy a motor or transmission as long as I'm maintaining your car, but you got to look at it like this. you're going to have other issues, electric power windows. You're going to have belts and hoses and an occasional tune-up and things of that nature. I said, but as long as you're not buying motors and transmissions, folks want to keep the vehicles, and that's why I think Amsoil is such an important part of our business. And it has built so much customer loyalty just because this has been proven over and over and over. That's why I swear by Amsoil products. It is an incredible company, and they have built some impenetrable lubricants since '72. So that's pretty much it as far as the differences in those oils. Some are made, the Signature Series is made to, you can beat that oil to death just about as long as you want. I recommend 15,000 mile or once a year. So the other ones, you do not run them that long. They're not made for that type of an extended drain interval. So I hope that answers your question. I appreciate your open mic.
Hi folks, Larry Perry here. For automotive information, maybe you got automotive questions on cars, trucks, vans, SUVs. Maybe you're thinking about purchasing a used vehicle, and maybe you just want my opinion. Tune in to the Magic Mechanic radio show every Saturday, 3 to 5 p.m. on WDBO.com. Also tune in to our Magic Mechanic YouTube channel, and don't forget to subscribe. And we'll all get together, maybe fix a few cars while we're at it.